Hi, welcome back. Today's video is going to be an update on my no buy, low buy video that I posted earlier this year. If that sounds like a good time to you, go ahead and settle in. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Holly and I create mostly beauty but also lifestyle content here on YouTube. If that's your jam, consider subscribing because I'd love to have you in the family. But now that we're introduced, we're just going to jump right into the video. If you haven't seen my no buy / low buy video, I'll go ahead and link it in the cards up here, but I'm going to go ahead and give you the Cliff Notes version. Essentially, I was spending thousands of dollars on beauty products and not using most of them. In fact, if I quit purchasing products and only use what I already had in my collection, it would take me 5 years to go through everything that I already had. I knew that I had to change how I was spending money, but I knew I couldn't do an all-out no buy because I was a content creator. So that is why I put together a product specific no buy and then put myself on a low buy system. For my product specific no buy, I said I wasn't going to buy body wash, I wasn't going to buy toner, I wasn't going to buy micellar water, eyeshadow palettes, and bronzer. And unfortunately, I didn't stick to that. It's only like mid-March and I've already purchased 2 eyeshadow palettes and a bronzer. And for the most part, I wouldn't be too upset that I broke my no buy, except for I didn't really enjoy all the products that I purchased. One particular eyeshadow palette I bought from a brand that I already knew I didn't really enjoy, but a lot of content creators that I really respect really liked the brand. And so I was like, well, maybe I'm missing something. Like maybe my opinion's wrong. I'm going to try this palette and see if somehow magically my opinion about all the other products from the brand that I tried is wrong. And that really just means I purchased a palette because of imposter syndrome, which is just absolutely crazy. At this point, the only real regret purchase was that one eyeshadow palette, because the other eyeshadow palette and the bronzer are 2 products that I'm really glad to have in my collection. However, I didn't just stop there with breaking my promises to myself. I also did a low buy, which the rule was I could purchase 2 new releases every month. And so right now we're at March. I'm gonna go look at my list of the things I've purchased. I've purchased 2 new releases from M Cosmetics, 2 new releases from Kosas, 2 new releases from Milk Makeup, 1 product from Ilia, 1 from Cali Ray, 1 from Patrick Ta, and a new product from Allies of Skin. And that doesn't even count the little things that I purchased at Target when I did like some drugstore shopping last weekend when they had that sale. And I tried to rationalize all of these purchases by saying, like, I need these things for my channel. Like, if I want to grow, I need to review products and I need to review things that are current and trendy. But as you know, like, I haven't been filming a lot of videos and you haven't seen any of those products. So they're actually not helping my channel. And at this point, by the time I review those products, they're not going to be new anymore because people are going to have moved on to newer things. So this isn't going well. Like, this whole project isn't going well. And in fact, I noticed that these purchasing issues were spreading to other areas. I know this is like a beauty no buy, low buy, but I found that my over purchasing and some of these bad shopping things were spreading to my fashion purchases. I'm going to read another list to you. I purchased 4 pairs of shoes, 3 dresses, 3 tops, 3 pairs of black pants. Yes, 3 pairs of the same color pants, and 1 sweater. Granted, I didn't keep all of them. Some of them didn't work out, and so I returned, let's see, what did I return? I returned 1 dress, 2 of the tops, and 1 pair of the black pants. And some of the purchases I made were very practical purchases. Like, I purchased from Poshmark a pair of boots from LL Bean that are like good for rain. Since I live in Oregon, it gets really muddy. So that was a very practical purchase. But again, not all of my purchases were that practical. To be specific, I purchased this like really pretty dress from Madewell, and I did get 25% off. But when I think about this dress, I can't figure out when I would wear it. You know, I'm a mom. I spend most of my time at home in my office working from home. And other than that, I'm doing car line pickup or I'm at soccer practice. And I'm not going to wear that dress to any of those occasions. I bought it kind of thinking of this dream life where I'm like going to brunch with my girlfriends or going on dates with my husband, and that's just not my life. It's not my reality. So now that we've really dug deep into my purchases and all the mistakes that I made, I want to kind of wrap this up in a way that is a little bit useful for myself and also for you if you're struggling with the same problems that I'm having. In my first example, I talked about how I purchased that eyeshadow palette because of imposter syndrome. And purchasing something because of imposter syndrome is a new experience for me. And I think that's directly related to being a content creator. So I don't know how relevant that is going to be to you if you're not in this particular industry. But one way I think I'm going to try to combat that is just really thinking about the fact that my opinion is valid. Like what I think and my experiences are valid. And it doesn't matter if they're different than other people's experiences. So now that I've addressed my issue with purchasing things due to imposter syndrome, I want to address my issue with just buying new things, the compulsive wanting to try something new. And that has to do with my own personal insatiable curiosity. Like I always want to know, like any product that's out there, like I want to know what it's like. I want to have an experience with it. And it's not just products, it's things in general. I'm like a knowledge hoarder. I'm really into learning, and that includes product knowledge. And so I was trying to figure out like what ways I was able to fill that desire for knowledge that didn't involve purchasing things. And so I thought about like things I used to do. Like I used to do a lot of reading and I kind of stepped away from that. So now I am looking at reading more books, watching documentaries, and also like trying to teach myself new skills that I need for my business. Essentially trying to get that knowledge that my brain craves, but in a way that doesn't tempt me with purchasing new things. The obsessive clothes buying of things that don't fit my life has been an issue that I have struggled with. And I know it's something that a lot of people struggle with just because I've talked about it with, other people in my life. And the problem is it's not something that's very easy to address because it's a deeply rooted issue with happiness and contentment with the life that you're currently living. And that is something I know that I need to work on. I need to make peace with the fact that the life that I have right now is different than what I had hoped for or what I had expected. And that doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. It's just like I live in Oregon, so I can't necessarily wear the same kind of clothes I would wear when I lived in Tennessee because the climate doesn't make sense. Or I'm a mom, so I have to wear things that are easy to move in versus like, short skirts or high heels or things like that. So what I thought about how to address that is like looking at something that I'm really wanting and seeing, is there somewhere I know right now that I would wear that particular item? And if I can't come up with a specific instance of that, I'm not going to buy it. So like the Madewell dress that I have kept, like I'm going to return it because when I think about it, I'm not going to wear it to the grocery store. I'm not wearing it to soccer practice, not wearing it to the doctor's office or the kids' doctor's office. I'm not wearing it to school drop off. And so that's just like $100 sitting in my closet. And it's eventually going to get donated to Goodwill. Like that doesn't make any sense. Or maybe I could like Depop It or Poshmark It or something, just so that I make sure that it gets a good home. I know this video is very personal and it's very specific to my struggles with purchasing things and overspending, but I'd like to think, because I'm a person, right, like I'm just a normal person, that some of these struggles that I'm having can help you with the struggles that you're having, or maybe you're having very similar struggles, or maybe you just needed help kind of coming up with ways to think about how to curb your own spending issue. In addition to wanting to help you with that, I also want to be very transparent about what this looks like from a content creator standpoint, because trying to purchase smartly, trying to be conscientious about how much I'm buying and not wanting to like purchase is like kind of contrary to the goal of being a content creator, because that's how I make money. I make money by selling you things. And so it's kind of like a internal struggle between kind of like those competing forces, because I want to make sure that when you purchase something or when I recommend something, that it is absolutely worth spending your money on. And I don't want you to think I'm just selling you things to sell you things. And I want you to know that I understand the struggle is real with knowing what to purchase and keeping a budget and like not letting things kind of like consume your life. Anyway, I know this is just kind of an odd topic, and again, I really appreciate it if you sat through all this rambling that I did, and I just really do hope that it has helped some of you kind of gain some insight. And until next time, bye.